Hey gang, this is Lachlan Monroe, also known as Officer Scott Stubbs from Freddy vs. Jason. I've been in the movie Dracula 2000, scary movie, all of that stuff. And I wanted you to know that you're listening to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Review Podcast. Check it out. The Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Review Podcast. Peace out.
In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, it's Nico, Brian, Mike, and Dustin, and they are all that stand between you and the films that could end the world. Welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. Just want to thank all our fans and listeners. We're doing something a little different today. We're doing a mailbag episode. You guys entered a bunch of awesome questions. We're looking forward to answering all of them. Some are actually pretty damn difficult to answer because they're so good. But any opening thoughts before we just jump right into it?
Yeah, first of all, this is the first episode we've all ever done in person together. So if we sound a little different, that's why. We're sitting around a round table the day of my wedding. So here we are. All the episodes I've missed the last few months is because of this. So we're ready to get this started, man. And thank you for sending all your questions. We kind of had an idea for an episode and didn't think we'd get enough questions. And then boom, we got like 40 questions. So we're going to try to get to them all today. I'm excited, guys. Thanks for being here, by the way.
Yeah, and I know a lot of our fans are not excited that Mike's getting married and going off the market and the call me sometimes coming off the bill, but we're happy for him.
Yeah, it's kind of appropriate that we're sitting around talking about horror on a day that Mike is. Anyway, never mind. It's good to be in person with you guys and looking forward to it.
Not everyone's marriage is a horror movie, pal.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure, pal. All right. Ready to get these questions?
Yeah.
Let's do it, brother.
Let's get it, dude. First question is from Samantha Fagan. What was the first horror movie you remember watching? What made you fall in love with the genre? I'll just go first real quick.
And then Brian, yep. Okay.
I told the story ad nauseum. Jason Lives. We've got to interview C.J. Graham and Tom Matthews, Darcy DeMoss, several people from the show. That movie got me into horror, scared the hell out of me when I was 6, 7 years old, and now I'm 31 with 3 of my best buds doing a show about it.
Yeah, and I told the story too, I think our very first episode, but I was riding a bus in 5th grade, and some kid was talking about the ending of Jason Goes to Hell when Freddy's glove comes up and grabs a mask and pulls it down. And I knew about the characters just from pop culture, but I thought, man, that sounds so cool. But I think what actually made me fall in love with the genre was, going to TNM video, not TNA video, Dustin, TNM video. And, renting and watching all-night marathons with my boy, Jonathan Creel.
Not that there's anything wrong with emptying the hub, you know what I mean? I've told this story on the show before. My first actual horror movie I remember seeing is Scream, but it scared the pants off of me when I was a kid, so I didn't watch another horror movie till 2007 when Rob Zombie's Halloween came out. And a few of us got together and went and saw it in the theater. One of the people sitting in the room watching us do this show, and I loved that movie. Now I have some problems with it, but it's technically the movie that got me into the genre. I binged everything I could. After that movie, I fell back in love with it, and it's the reason the original Halloween is my favorite film.
So I've told the story too about the first horror movie I can remember watching, but I don't remember what it is because my CTE is kicking my ass. I think that it was either a Children of the Corn movie or maybe Pet Sematary. I remember it being like a Stephen King movie. My dad was watching it. I would just kind of sneak in and watch a little bit, or he'd let me watch a little bit with him as much as I could handle as a small child. But so I got those memories, like watching horror movies with my dad. It was pretty cool. And what made me fall in love with the genre is not really a movie in particular, but I like things that invoke emotion, that make you feel something. And when you watch a good horror movie and it gets your adrenaline pumping, there's no replacing that.
All right, she had another question for us, and she asked, this is one of I couldn't find an answer for, honestly, but she asked, what is a concept you like to see in a horror movie? I just wrote, I'm sorry, but I really couldn't think of anything.
And look, I don't know if this is really answering the question, but I'd like to see a found footage with one of the big three with Mike. Mm-hmm. Well, it wouldn't work with Freddy, so definitely with Michael or Jason. I would like to see a found footage.
Man, you didn't like Halloween Resurrection?
That was like it wasn't good.
I know.
It was a
No, I
little
know.
bit found footage.
I think that would work really well with Jason.
And even
Like
with Never Hike Alone, it was
Right.
a little bit found footage. It wasn't-
I think that style of film would work best with Friday the 13th for sure. I think a found footage Jason movie would be great. Look, I had a hard time answering this question too because I don't really know anything that hasn't been done in horror. So I kind of answered it the same way you did, and I answered it at breakfast this morning. So it was a joke, but I'm serious. Let's just do a crossover between the Friday the 13th series and the Friday series with Ice Cube. We'll call it Friday After Friday the 13th. Craig and Debo and Lester and all those guys will be there. It'll be great.
Yeah, I like that. I'd watch that.
I would too. How you get murdered on your day off, Craig?
I was gonna say that I want more crossovers. Like I said when we were pitching
Oh,
sequels,
God.
when we were pitching sequels, and I said, let's make a Friday the 13th and Ninja Turtles crossover when the Ninja Turtles helped take back Manhattan. But something like that, something with a crossover. Like you just said, Friday and Friday the 13th. Suck a dick. I want more
Fair enough.
crossovers of horror with non-horror genre, and just to see what fun could come of it.
I'm with you.
Her last question was: should zombies be depicted as fast or slow? Give me fast zombies all day.
Oh, 100%. There's not a slow moving zombie movie that I like.
This, and I appreciate you sending this question, but this question gets asked at least once a month by someone to any show that does horror. Fast. I don't think slow zombies are ever scary. I know that that's the original way they were depicted, but those movies to me are boring as shit. So give me fast zombie.
I like The Walking Dead, the first 4 seasons or so.
I was going to say, still going, by the way. You
yeah,
catch new episodes
I
every
got
week.
tired of it. It's not that I don't like it. I stopped liking it. I just got tired of it because they weren't doing anything new. I think that fast zombies are more exciting, but I think slow-moving zombies are more believable for me.
fair.
Unless I'm talking about more believable when I'm talking about a fucking zombie.
Zombie
But
movie.
once rigor mortis sets in, how fast can you really be? So I think slow is more believable.
All right. Chucky Side Chick asked us, if you could pick one place to live, horror-related movie or show or real life, where would you pick? I kind of struggled on this one.
Me too.
But I picked John and Kate's house from The Orphan just because it was super nice out.
It was a nice
Are
episode.
the +8 going to be there? Or-
I mean, Esther had it good. I don't know why she fucked it up.
At first I picked Haddonfield, but then Nico reminded me I had to fucking live in Illinois. So I'm going to go with Amity Island. Live on the beach. Don't go fucking swimming.
Shout out to all of our Illinois listeners.
Yeah, I was going to say, shout out all 3 of you. Congratulations. I also said Haddonfield, but it's kind of funny. I thought about that too. I was like, I have to live in fucking Illinois. No offense, listeners. But then I was like, I could just live on the set of Haddonfield, which is normally like North Carolina, South Carolina or something. So that works for me. That's where I live.
I said wherever Anna de Armas chooses for us to live. Go ahead.
The only other thing, really quick, the only other thing I could think of is the Amityville house because I'm not scared of any of that bullshit.
All right, until your bed starts shaking.
Yeah.
Not real. Not real.
Cool. Just
Totally
don't-
made up.
Just don't invite me over.
Totally made up.
Our Weston Lunsford asked, what subgenres of horror movies would you guys like to see explored? It feels like horror has gotten caught in the same trap as other genres of endless sequels or recycling old movies. I agree with what you said, but I don't really have a preference. I just want to see some good new original ideas, a new home invasion movie, a new slasher, cult stuff like Midsommar, Hereditary. Just keep making good stuff, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure that there's a subgenre that hasn't actually been explored.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm a fan of Friday and Halloween, so I don't mind the endless sequels that you brought up. Just give me some fucking continuity.
I pretty much answered the same way because, like I said earlier, everything's been done to death. So just keep mixing in some original content, like you said, Midsommar, Hereditary, and mix it. Hey, great film. Mix it in with the slashers we love. Mix it in with our logo. I mean, just By the way, make a new fucking Freddy movie for the love of God.
Brian don't get it.
I don't understand it. That's
You're not a real horror fan. You don't get it.
I guess not.
I'd like to see more like post-apocalyptic world horror.
Okay.
That
World
don't
War
involve-
Z style.
That don't involve zombies necessarily.
So World War Z with the great Brad Pitt, right?
Brad Pitt. Either that or some more like nature horror, like
Okay.
where it's like a rabid wolf or something is the villain. I don't
So
know.
going back to werewolf style days.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh coming out,
We'll
man.
get there. We'll get there.
Said it's just wait.
All right. Joe Swinford asked, If you could recast one person in a movie, series, franchise, who would it be, and who would you replace him with, and why? My answer is I would replace Michael Myers in 4 and H2O with Nick Castle.
Okay, that's fair.
Y'all aren't gonna like my answer, but I said Judy Greer. I'd replace her with Danielle Harris and name her Jamie.
That's fair.
Like you don't have to go into the continuity thing. You don't have to say that 4 and 5 exist. You don't have to say that they're brother and sister. It's just Easter egg for all the fans that have stuck around for all these years. It really would not have changed Halloween 18, Halloween Kill at all to me. I think that's what I would have done.
Man, this was tough to answer, but I just went ahead and said Brad Pitt in every horror movie.
Yeah.
That is perfect because I said I would put Ethan Hawke in 7.
No, the real answer is kind of similar to Nico. I would like to see different Michael Myers for 2, 4, and 5. Actually, was what I was thinking of. Not bad.
I really did put Ethan Hawke in 7 in place of Brad Pitt. And then just more David Arquette in general.
No, God damn it. Damn it.
All right, Mike, this is specifically for you. Joe asked, has anyone ever called you sometime?
Not from the show. My soon-to-be wife calls me every day. So there you go.
I actually answered this question for Mike, and I said, yeah, but we can't talk about it on the air because it's still being looked at by the FBI.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that weird.
All right, Michelle Mirza asked, hi, guys. As you all know, you're my favorite podcast.
Hey,
Appreciate
Michelle.
that.
Hey, Michelle.
That being said, how long do you guys plan on doing the show for? I really hope it's for many years to come because every week listening to you guys makes me a very happy girl. Until I take my last breath, I plan on doing it.
Until they run out of horror films, I'm in. And I don't think we're ever going to run out of horror films.
Until Nico fires me, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
To quote Jordan Belfort, I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
All right, here's a good question. Not that the other ones weren't, but I really like this one.
Nico, that was from a movie, Wolf of Wall Street. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's not an 80s film. You should see it. He's so mad.
All right, Becky Johnson asked, I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street, but it's
Oh,
like 3 hours.
God.
It's great, though. The
Turn it
pacing-
on. Turn it on in here.
The pacing is phenomenal. It doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Just went from a mailbag to a bully fest. I'm leaving. All right, Becky Johnson asked, most underrated horror movie and why?
God, that's difficult.
I'm a bit of a homer. I chose The Strangers. It only has a 6.1 on IMDb, but it feels so real and super scary to me.
I went with The Faculty, and we reviewed that movie, but I kind of said why I thought it was a little bit underrated. You can listen to that on don'tgoouthere.com.
Man, I went back and forth with this because I don't know if I have like a really underrated horror film. The Strangers is one, like you said. I don't know. To me, and this is going to be this may be recency bias, but I think history will view it kindly. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's great.
Holy Christ.
The Faculty is a good one. Strangers is a good one, but I said It Follows because I think that's one of the better newer horror movies with a new concept. Hasn't really been like can't think of another movie with that concept, and you never hear people talk about it.
That's my pick.
That was a good one.
I just thought of one.
That's
Teeth.
It's one of your best. Oh,
Teeth.
God.
I love
serious?
Teeth. I love Teeth.
Is that the one with
The Vag.
Yeah.
teeth?
Yep. It's good.
Dude.
It's a movie about promiscuous sex. Can't beat it.
Wow.
All right.
You can't.
Coming soon to don'tgooutthere.com.
All right.
doing it live.
Jumping over to Instagram now. I really like this question a lot. Elbow.Tyler asked, what, in your opinions, are the top 3 most important elements to make an awesome horror flick? My answer is tension, atmosphere, and a good performance by the villain.
Yeah, atmosphere is the most important to me. We say that all the time. Character development, like make me care about the people that this is happening to. We kind of went over that with Hostel just recently, where I didn't give a shit about any of the characters. And the ending, like how many times have we done movies where they just hadn't stuck the
Falls
ending?
flat.
So
My number one is the same as y'all. It's atmosphere, mood, atmosphere, which is something I say every freaking review, I think. But it's very important to set the tone. I think you got to pull me in, make me care about the characters.
cinematography.
Nope. I'm not doing cinematography. I'm trying to change my words around here. This is going to be whatever, but something that's important to me with a lot of horror movies is how good are the kills.
Oh,
If it's a movie that's got kills, I want to see creative kills. I I love Scream, but it's, as I've said a million times, stabs to the gut, stabs to the face, stab to the ass. Like, it's just the same old shit. There's a reason the movie within the movie is called Stab, because all that is just stabbing. So I like creative kills.
I think it's stabbed in the
Stab
ass.
to the ass.
When does that happen?
I don't know, but he's still getting fucking stabbed.
Is
Come
it
on.
teeth? Is that when that happens? I mean,
Stay tuned, because I'm going to make y'all review it at don'tgooutthere.com.
Anyway,
Is this my beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said atmosphere, but when I say atmosphere, of course, like I mean lighting.
Yeah,
and,
lighting.
You know,
mood, yeah.
lighting, mood, all that. Suspense and tension are interchangeable. Like you have to get you on the edge of your seat. And then an underrated part of what makes a good horror movie is the score. Like when it's used, when it's not used matters, as well as the music selection.
All right, the Too Close to Home podcast asked us, what's your favorite podcast besides your own? And then they said, not us pandering at all with the laughing emoji. I got a few I like to listen to. Mr. Ballin, he's like a big YouTuber, but he does like true crime and other stuff like that. I love him. Talk Scary to Me. That's Danielle Harris and Scout Compton's podcast. It's really good. And I like Dead Meat a lot as well.
Yep.
yeah, I actually don't listen to very many podcasts. If I listen to any true crime stuff, it's Too Close to Home for sure. And I listen to the Dead Meat on just stuff that I want to hear about, not every single episode. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts, so this was kind of difficult. Something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, one of my favorite podcasts. I really like Dead Meat and what James and Chelsea do. I think it's really, really good. I listen to a lot of true crime, but probably my go-to true crime is Sword and Scale.
Can't wait to hear Dustin's answer. Here we go.
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh yeah.
As you all know.
He's got the same answer as me.
including our own
Yeah,
podcast.
you listen to it every week, don't
I
you?
listen every week.
At least once.
No, I only listen to two. And I used to listen to the Joe Budden podcast a lot just for like pop culture and
Canceled.
rap. But I don't, ever since Rory and Maul left, I don't listen to it anymore. But I listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard because I'm a big wrestling fan. And also, this is going to shock a lot of people, I listen to Joyce Meyer, Enjoying Everyday Life.
There you go. Amen. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Surprise.
It's Megan Marie asked us, what has your favorite episodes been?
Leprechaun.
No, hell no. I got a few I wrote down.
You love the episode.
I love the episode. It was fun to do.
Yeah, some of my favorites were The Shining, just because I hadn't seen the movie.
It got whacked. That's why.
We had a great discussion that episode.
We did.
The Visit was another one I liked. Halloween Kills, The Ring. I love that one, Mike. The Live 31 rankings are always fun.
Yep.
And Train to Busan. That was just off the top of my head. We've done like 200 of them.
Yeah.
So.
The favorite one we've done that for sure was the Write Your Own sequel. I really enjoyed
Me too.
just the process it took to do that and the time we put in to do it. I really enjoyed that a lot.
I really do. I really do like Leprechaun because it's funny to listen back to. Shocking, I know, but I think Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, is a really good episode because it's a really good discussion.
It was.
I think The Visit, like you said, is a great episode. Man, golly, there's so many. I'll be honest. My favorite episode we've ever done is the one that you just said, Brian, and it's the create your own sequel or create your own idea. That was original. We hadn't done anything like that, and it was fun to do.
I got to be honest with you. I don't remember this past episode. So I really struggled with this. I do remember The Shining, though, because Dick got whacked was funny, and he was riding the fuck out of that big wheel.
Yeah.
So those were funny lines from that one. I liked the episodes where we get to rank things and,
Me too.
and make lists and stuff. Pitch a sequel was a lot of fun because it really got the creative juices flowing when I was thinking of a 1 hour photo sequel and all that.
Glad you said that.
And then, my favorite episode actually is every one I get to record with my best buds.
Oh, that's nice, buddy. Thank you. My other favorite one is 1 hour photo. I think we had I think all four of us are just on our shit in that episode. Great film, Robin Williams, R.I.P.
I feel like I brought the heat on Donnie Darko too, so I'm gonna say Donnie Darko.
I had to miss that one.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I had to miss that one. Getting married,
It happens.
It's not too late. Anyway,
Fuck it, we're doing it live, pal.
All right, she also asked, what has your favorite interview been? And I cheated. I wrote down several, but I'll pick one at the end. Lou Temple was great. Vincent DeSanti was great. Robert Englund, of course. Can't not pick that one. Lynn Shay, Heather Langenkamp. I really like Ken Kersinger's. James U. Courtney. And I really had a great time interviewing Guy Busick. He was an awesome interview.
He was.
If I had to pick my overall favorite, it would be between Lou Temple and Vincent DeSanti. And I would probably go with Vinny slightly.
I loved Vinny's. His was awesome. My favorite's probably, and I'm just taking Robert Englund off the table just because, I think that's the top notch.
Freddy fucking Krueger, my God,
that's
man.
the So I'm going to go with Heather Langenkamp.
Awesome.
A lot of that was what I had to go through to even make that happen, and then
She was great.
to go record it because I thought, I'm not fucking missing Heather Langenkamp. We just had a hurricane.
Yeah, I had to come home on lunch and do that interview.
And I had no internet. I was driving, an hour away. It was crazy. I recorded it in my ex-wife's closet. That's where I recorded it because I was not missing that episode.
Heather Langenkamp comes right to mind because she was so great and gracious and complimentary of us, which I think was really, really cool. And she seemed to have just as much fun as we did. I think Robert was great. Again, same thing. He's kind of a big deal. And when he looks at you, he's like, thank you guys for having some really good questions, because I'm sure everyone asked him about sitting in the makeup chair and all of that stuff. And we asked him some different questions. I think he really appreciated that. It was a great episode. My favorite interview we've ever done is pretty recent. It's James Jude Courtney. I think he was great. It was fun to get to interview with fucking Michael Myers. So that was cool.
The best Michael Myers.
I'm fine with that. That's a good opinion. He's awesome. And he was great with his time. He probably would have sat and talked to us for another 2 hours if we wanted. So that's probably my favorite interview.
So Lou Temple, hands down.
He's still looking for some water.
Yeah, Lou Temple, fucking legend. Didn't take a sip of water that whole interview, and he was very generous with his time. Like, he would have kept going as long as we wanted to. He was just shooting the shit with the boys, it felt like. And then also honorable mention was Jessica Morris. Brian and I did that interview. It was me. Nico and I did that interview, and that thing was all of 10 minutes, and then we stretched it as long as we could.
Thanks for being on the show, Jessica.
All right. Jen and Juice asked us, what's a movie you've been dying to review but haven't done yet? My answer is the one that I am really looking forward to it, but I'm waiting on the right time. I feel like Brian will hate it, but mine is The Lighthouse.
Oh God, I hate that as well. Can't wait.
Well, I don't know. Don't count me out.
Movie sucks.
Don't count me out. I'm going Doctor Sleep and Final Destination 5. I've been trying to fit those damn movies in every genre that we pick, but I can't get it in there yet. That's what she said.
To no one's surprise, Jason X, because I want to make Brian and Dustin squirm.
Fuck you, Mike.
Well, you guys have
respectfully on your
you
wedding
picked
day.
Cloverfield, so fuck you. No. Anyway, Jason and same as you, Doctor Sleep, I think will be awesome. That's a great fucking movie.
I couldn't. I tell you one that I'm looking forward to reviewing when it happens is the Winnie the Pooh movie, because I think that's going to be fun as hell to review. But I think that Christine, because I want Mike to suffer.
Oh God.
Tremors.
Ugh.
And then honestly, there's a movie that I'm picking. I think I put it on the calendar for next month or the month after. But Nether Beast Incorporated is a movie.
Can I ask you a question?
Is that your birthday pick?
Can I ask you a
That you
question?
said we would hate?
That's WrestleManiac.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you hate me?
Well, I don't. But Nether Beast Incorporated is a movie that I'd never heard of, but it's got Steve from Blue's Clues in it. And I clicked play on it, and it's one of the most entertaining movies I've seen in a while. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Okay.
Our next question is from Dead Noise Blog. They asked, as a hardcore fan, what is something you want to see at events like conventions? Could be anything from dream guests to certain vendors, merchandise to how the event itself is run. What does a DGOT run convention look like? My guess would be Tobin Bell, Jonathan Brett, Heather and Robert, Sigourney Weaver, Patrick and Vera. I would like to see some escape rooms at the convention. It's like the one I went to was Spookala.
That's a good idea.
They had escape rooms in there. That was fun. And another thing I would make sure that happened at a DGOT convention is it would be well air conditioned, so you wouldn't be sweating your ass off in there. And there would be easy access to food and drink.
Right. Nice. Go ahead, Mike. Nico took mine.
It's very hard. I've only been to one convention, so I don't really know. Man, that was hard. What does it don't go out? First of all, I'd like to land as many people that would like big, like not like big people, but like I want people that have been recurring characters in films that we've reviewed. So anybody from slasher franchises, just, stuff like that. So that would be the kind of rundown I want. And I want like a podcast panel. So us, maybe Dead Meat, some people like, Cody Leach and all that, get kind of some reviewer panel things in there. Maybe all of us sit together and do something like that. really all I can think of, because I'm not gonna lie, the last convention we went to, I did not enjoy myself.
Rob Zombie, David Arquette, Ethan Hawke, Anna de Armas. Next question.
Jesus.
All right, fair enough.
God damn it.
We're going to Twitter now. Patrick, big friend of ours, been awesome to us. He's asked several questions, but the first one he asked is, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Is this just horror? You want to keep it with horror since we're a horror
We're a
podcast?
horror podcast, so why not?
Okay.
I wrote down Saw 6 or The Conjuring 2, but if I had to pick, I would go with The Conjuring.
I'm just going to go with Scream. Unless you count Ghostbusters as horror comedy, then Scream.
It's a two-way tie between Scream and Halloween 78. I couldn't pick.
So I put Scarface because that's my favorite movie ever. But I also put, if you mean horror specific or movies that we reviewed, cheated. I put either Ghostbusters or Beetlejuice.
Nice.
God damn it. I do like those movies, though.
All right, the next question he asks is, what's your favorite behind-the-scenes story an interviewee has told you? I wrote down 2 answers. I really like Ken Kersinger's dentist trip and Lou's story about Danny Trejo and the pants around your ankles. The explanation about that.
I wrote 2 as well. Lynn McCree, her stories about Wes Craven, I thought were awesome. It actually gave me chills. And Vincent DeSanti, not anything in particular, but just his thought process and the way he thinks and the thought that he put into Jason and his backstory for Don't Hike Alone. That was it.
I think my favorite one is probably just the kind of like mindset that James Drew Courtney had to put himself in to become Michael Myers. I thought that was intense, really cool to kind of hear that thought process, to get in that dark, deep place, and him kind of telling us, hey, if I put this mask on, I become a different person. And that's how like real it was to him to be that character. So I thought that was really, really cool.
I can't remember shit. Go ahead.
I can't remember shit.
I don't remember. Like,
I know you have CTE.
I remember, interviewing these people, and I see the graphics. I'm like, oh yeah, we did interview them, but I don't remember specific stories.
All right, Kevin Scanlon asks us, what are 3 movies from previous decades that you think would benefit from a remake using today's technology or special effects? I wrote down 2 of them for sure, but so I haven't seen the sequels to the first one, but the first one for sure is Wishmaster, Season of the Witch. And the third one I wrote is Children of the Corn, but I haven't seen the sequel, so I don't know if it's any better.
Oh, nice. I actually wrote Season of the Witch too, but the original Friday the 13th, with just Pamela, and Hellraiser.
Same. I want a reboot of the Halloween 3 universe. I think it's a good concept. It just needs to be redone with better stuff.
And don't call it Halloween.
Yeah, just call it Season of the Witch. It'd be great. Same as you, Friday the 13th, the original. I want Pam Voorhees to kind of become the main killer. And we can still have Jason movies that run concurrently with it. Like, I don't think we have to pick one. I think we can kind of have a Pam prequel and then a Jason series. I only had the 2. I can't really think of anything. The only thing I could think of is I want a good Black Christmas. Not fucking PC stuff, not fucking whatever 2006 was. I want Black Christmas.
I put Bones because I think there's a lot of meat on that bone, no pun intended. But I think that the story has it could be a good story for a horror movie if you redid it with better writing and better effects. I put They Live because I think that, honestly, I'm surprised They Live hasn't been remade. It's a John Carpenter movie and it's from the 80s. Like everything else has been remade. So I think you could do some cool things with effects on that.
Especially like just with the political atmosphere out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I put The Birds also because that's a classic movie. And, the fact they use real birds in that movie, imagine what they could do with today's technology. So I think those 3.
Maybe don't drive people crazy like Alfred Hitchcock did, though.
Yeah.
All right, the next question he asked was, what's one movie you think would be better with a complete recast, and who would you replace the original actors actresses with? I kind of just rehashed on my Michael Myers one because I couldn't think of a movie I would change the whole cast on. But I said Halloween H2O with a different Michael Myers. I said, you brought back Jamie. Why couldn't you bring back Nick Castle or somebody? Because, no offense, Chris Duran, you stunk as Michael Myers.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show someday, Chris.
Thanks for turning us down in the future.
Don't blame me.
I said Hellraiser, but I don't know who you would replace that. Literally anyone else. Go ahead.
Doug Bradley's good.
I said Doug Bradley's the spotlight of the films,
Doug
bro.
Bradley is great. Replace everybody else.
The acting in that franchise is pretty shit.
Kirsty Cotton?
In the first one? Yeah.
Okay.
This is my answer, and I know you guys kind of disagreed with me, but I want an entire new cast for Hostel. I thought everyone was bad.
Well, I think it was a writing. I didn't think the acting.
That's okay. I'm going to agree to disagree.
I don't know. I can't think of a movie I'd scrap everyone, but just more David Arquette, Ethan Hawke, and Ed Norton in general.
Do you watch anybody else's movies?
There's other movies.
I don't know. Ask Nico. He's seen a lot.
Fuck y'all. All right, Kevin Scanlon asked, if you put together a top 5 entry-level horror...
This is a
film
great
list,
question, Kevin, by the way. Great question.
if you put together a top 5 entry-level horror film list for those new to the genre, what would you suggest to them? My answer would be Halloween, 78, The Conjuring 2, The Strangers, The Shining, and Train to Busan. I feel like you cover a lot of different genres with those.
Okay, now this is depending on age, because if you're like the first one you're going to introduce to your kids, I've always said Friday the 13th Part 6 is
There's
great
no nudity.
because there's no nudity, and it's not that bad.
So the kills are kind of neutered in that film,
right?
And it's still good. So,
but
it's a
if
good film.
age is no thing at all, then I would go with Friday 09, Nightmare on Elm Street, 78 Halloween, Conjuring, and Paranormal Activity.
Halloween 78, Scream or Scream 4, doesn't matter which one. The Conjuring, the first one, I would say Saw or Saw 2. And then the fifth one I really had a hard time with. I was trying to think of something like a zombie film or something like that, but I don't really think there is one. So I'm just gonna say I'm trying to think of a Friday the 13th that I like. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna make it When a Stranger Calls, because the remake, because I think it's a really good entry level horror for someone to just kind of get their feet wet, dip their toe in, like we talked about on the episode. I think if you're 12, 11, and you want to see a horror movie that's not too scary, just is really intense, I think When a Stranger Calls is good. The remake, the original's not that great.
Do you look at my notes and see that? Because that's what I have.
No, I didn't.
So
Copying off your notes, bro.
Yeah. I just put together, like, I didn't want to go with movies that are quote unquote too scary, because if you're trying to introduce someone and get them to stick around and watch more.
Yep.
So I did When a Stranger Calls, the remake that we just recently reviewed. I did the original Scream, I Am Legend, Train to Busan, and The Lost Boys.
My other answer to that, if you're a child, I think the way to kind of get your feet wet in hindsight, I don't know if anybody else on the show likes the movie, but Nightmare Before Christmas is a good kind of like dipping your toe in, spooky things, scary things, weird, creepy things. I love it. I think it's great. But I understand why someone wouldn't. But I think if you're a kid and you see that movie, you're like, oh, these are kind of creepy, weird, dark things, and I want to explore those more. So I think Nightmare Before Christmas is a great horror entry point.
I think so.
And Hocus Pocus. All right, next one.
Halloween Town's better. Anyway.
Oh, my God.
But for kids, Halloween Town or Hocus Pocus would be a good one.
Hocus Pocus sucks, bro.
Kevin Scanlon's last question is, who are some of your favorite horror genre actors and actresses? I did 5. Tobin Bell, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, Victoria Pedretti, and James G. Courtney are my 5.
It's hard to go wrong, and you could just sit here and name off a ton of them.
Yeah, you could.
I love, obviously, Nev Campbell, Robert Englund, Tobin Bell, Ali Larder. Keep on going.
I kind of have the same answer as everybody else. I think Tobin Bell, just because he plays that Jigsaw character so well. Nev Campbell, Heather Langenkamp. Obviously, Robert Englund, just because this Freddy as Freddy, I think is great. And I think Vera Farmiga is also probably, like, any horror film she's in, I think has been pretty damn good and watchable.
So do I even need to say it?
No. Next question.
No, I would add to, in addition to...
Oh, God. Here's some Firefly.
In addition to Ethan Hawke and in addition to David Arquette, I'm going to add Bill Moseley. I think Bill Moseley's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Top.
Okay.
Shout out to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
No. All right. Sean Irwin asked, of Friday, Halloween, and Nightmare movies, which has the most bad movies?
Oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I say this is simple. I forgot Nightmare was in the equation.
Oh, besides Nightmare 4 and 5, like, I don't. There's the and Freddy's Dead, but I mean, we've got.
I don't like 2 either.
There's only like me and Dustin were talking about this beforehand. There's only like
I know
there's, 6, 7 films in there. And
so that's why I said plus, I think that if you say who has the most bad movies, then yeah, it might be one of the others. But if you do it percentage wise, it's Nightmare and a Runaway.
Yes.
So if you're just talking about who has the most in the franchise, like quantity, then I say Halloween. But Nightmare is shooting a higher percentage of duds.
I don't know. I think Halloween and Friday the 13th are tied for me on enjoyable enjoyable movies.
My answer is pretty much the same as yours, Dustin. Percentage-wise, I think there's more Nightmare movies that are bad, but there's more movies in the other ones. I would say Halloween has more bad films. It also has more great films than Friday, just saying.
Okay, Matt Sears asked, why are Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller the way they are? I just wrote, money is the root of all evil.
I said, fuck them. That's what I said.
Definitely money.
Money and ego.
Money, clothes, and hoes. Feel me?
Okay, the last question we have is from Andrew Ferguson. What have been your favorite and least favorite theme months? My favorite was 2000s or Home Invasion, and respectfully, sci-fi was my least favorite.
Damn it, you hurt Brian's
I don't
feelings.
even have I don't even have the answer for this because I cannot even remember all of our theme months.
Me either.
So go on. I'm claiming CTE on this one.
Hey.
So far, it's been 2000s. But we haven't finished yet. My least, I don't want to say sci-fi because I gotten into some pretty good new movies, but I'm gonna have to say sci-fi. I'm sorry. I didn't even like my own movie. Annihilation was okay.
I don't have a least favorite, but for my three favorites, been Never Seen It month because that was cool.
That was
We
cool.
all
That
got
was
to
a good one.
experience something for the first time. Home Invasion month is cool because I like that genre in general, and then horror comedy month is always fun because it's nice to change it up and have
a little mind bleach.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of horror comedy month, respectfully. That was kind of a painful one.
It's harder to review a comedy than it is a horror. That's for sure.
They were. That was all of our questions. Really appreciate all of the questions you guys submitted to us. We'll definitely do another one of these in the future. Any final thoughts?
No, congratulations, Mike, and it's awesome to get together with these guys in person for the first time.
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for everyone being here, and thanks for all the questions. Again, I said it at the beginning of the episode. We had no idea if we were going to have enough to do an episode. We got almost 40 minutes out of this. That's pretty damn good. So we had another episode planned where I had my answers written down, and then we had enough questions. I said, fuck it, we'll do it live, as we like to say on this show. So if I sounded a little, mush mouth, that's why. I didn't want to put too much thought into it. Just wanted to kind of answer it and have a discussion. So thanks for sending those in, and thanks, guys, for being here, man. It looked like for a while we may not all get here, but we got here.
Yep.
God damn it, Dustin.
Just want to remind everybody,